Hi there, and welcome to Nagler Power Yoga, Nagler Senior Stretch, Nagler Pilates, all of the above. Okay, since we're doing a lot of sitting, we're going to take some time and stretch the upper back and the neck. So first of all, we're going to come down to a seated place. If sitting cross-legged is not comfortable for you, you can put a block or a book underneath your butt and sit your butt up a little bit. Or you can extend your legs out from here. If you're extending your legs out, don't let your legs go slack. Bend your ankles, curl your toes, and let your calves connect to the floor. That gives you a little more stability in the pose. If you can sit cross-legged comfortably, then do it. You can move the flesh of your butt back a little bit to help you sit up. Okay, so we're going to start with the neck. We're going to take the hands on the shins and just start with some small circles. Notice how I'm keeping the shoulders level and starting small. And then as I move, I'm working a little bit bigger with the head and neck. So trying to keep the shoulders level and taking that head in a big round circle. If you find a stuck place, then slow down and breathe through it. One more time. And then slow down, go the opposite direction, but start very small. Again, the shoulders are level. You'll find that the opposite direction often will feel a little tighter or a little more tender. Take your time, again, breathe through any stuck places. Work that head in a nice round circle, coming wide in this last one. Then from here, we're going to hang onto our shins and tuck the head back and forth. So just nice and easy, hands on the shins protects you, gives you some support, and you're just dropping the head and neck back. You can go slower than I'm going. I'm used to this, so if you need to go more slowly, please do. And then we're going to work a little bit on the side of the neck. So this is a delicate thing here, so we're going to work on the form. So what we're going to do is take first the ear to the shoulder, and then gently back ear to the shoulder. So just moving lightly back and forth. And then here's the delicate part. We're going to take the left ear toward the left shoulder, and we're going to put the forearm on top of the head. Notice I'm not grabbing with the fingers. I'm just using the forearm to take a little weight on top of the head, and the hand is free. I can look up at an angle. Coming out lightly, take the right ear to the right shoulder. One side's bound to be tighter than the other. Don't fight with the side that's tighter. Come on out nice and easily. Left ear to the left shoulder, forearm on top of the head. No grip with the hand, just a little extra weight on the head. Come out lightly, right ear to the right shoulder, forearm on the thigh. Ease that head over. Open yourself up to the floor, lay yourself down. So we lay down on the floor, we want our feet wide. We're going to take our hands underneath our head. So I have an intertwine of my fingers, cradling the head right at the hairline. The elbows come in, and I'm going to lift the chin toward the chest. And as soon as I find the outer edge of my stretch, I let go of the head into the hands. So the hands are doing the work, not the head and the neck. And just wait for it and breathe. Then take the head and neck down, take yourself into a nice full body stretch. You're going to reach with your fingertips. You can roll your toes, roll your fingers if you like. One more time, plant those feet. Cradle the head. So you're not doing any work with the neck. So your hands do the work. You take the stretch, let go of the head into the hands, and wait for it. Come down to the floor, but keep the cradle. Then lift up about an inch off the floor. And again, your hands are doing the work. You're taking a small circle. Slow down. Go the opposite direction. You start small and work a little bit bigger. From here, drop your head to the floor. Take your thumbs into your temples and work your temples. So you need a little elbow grease here. You've got to push into the temples. And then take the base of the palm or the butt of the hands and work the temples. Siphon all 4 fingers of both hands across the forehead. Small circles if you like, lines, whatever works for you. And then take your 4 fingers on the bridge of your nose and draw your fingers down your smile line. Then one more time, fingertips on the bridge of the nose and then down the smile line. Hands into fists, knuckles in the smile line, small circles with the knuckles. If you can see this at the angle, I'm just moving my face, letting it go. Then from here, to get up, it's either roll over and use both hands to lift yourself up, or hands under the knees, round and roll. So again, hands under the knees, you kick up with your hands underneath your knees. It's a safe form. Or you roll over to the side with your knees together. Use both hands, lift yourself up, and find yourself in a seated position. One more time, we're going to come into that drop of the head and neck. So from here, either hands on the hips or hands on the shins. Hands on the shins is safer. Hands on the hips is harder. Little drop of the head back and forth. We're going to walk ourselves up to a standing position. So if you're a senior, make sure that you have a safe form here. You're either going to hang on to a strong surface that's nearby, not way back here, but right next to the strong surface, or you're going to walk yourself up into a squat. So one foot, then the other. Notice how I'm in kind of a square position. From here, I'm going to walk my hands up my shins or to the hips in one motion. Little pull between the thighs, come on up. So we're going to stretch the back in a little shoulder stretch. So I'm going to put a bend in the knees, put my butt back, intertwine my fingers, and in the squat, I'm going to take my shoulders back. Now you might not come as far as I do. I'm pretty flexible. So you may only be here or here. Your elbows may be bent a little. That's all right. If you're super flexible, keep the bend in the knees, but drop the body all the way down. Take a couple of breaths here. Wait for it. Lift your head, drop your head. Lift your head, drop your head. Drop your fingertips and straighten your legs. Now, you can use blocks here if you like, or books, hands under or hands on top of the blocks or the books. You can touch the floor with bent knees with either palms or fingertips. You want to keep your eyes open and drop your head. From here, it's small circles one direction, small circles the other direction. I often close my eyes, but I have pretty great balance here. So if you need more balance, the rule is always leave your eyes open. Again, small circles the other direction, and small circles the opposite direction. Then plant your hands and gently walk yourself down one knee at a time, and we're going to go to what's called Balasana. Walk the hands back to the knees, so you take some weight in the hands. You don't take it all in the knees. Sit down, walk your forehead to the earth, take your hands back. If this is too intense for you, feel free to put weight in your forearms in a triangle and just drop your head. Okay, the full pose is the top of the hands on the floor and the shoulders falling out of the sockets. Plant your hands. Come on up. We're going to work the low back. Take the knees wide. You can pad the knees with a towel if you need to. The heels line up with the knees, so don't let the heels come in on a triangle. Keep them out. We're going to take the hands to the middle of the back and just lay your shoulders back. You use your eyes, so it's shoulders, then take your gaze back. With a nice easy lift, you lift up. From here, one more time, take your hands to the middle of your back. It's shoulders back first, then your gaze. All the way out. Now we're going to go to the deeper shoulder stretch here. So give your low back a little bit of a massage. And then intertwine your fingers behind your butt. Take your shoulders back, and it's the same thing. Shoulders, then look. And drop yourself back as much as you're comfortable. Wait for it. All the way out, nice and easily. Plant your hands. We're going to come to a cat-cow position. So your knees are wide, your hands are wide, your biceps turn in, and it's sway, inhale, and arch, look at the belly button. And again, sway, inhale, and arch, look at the belly button. One more time, sway, inhale, and arch, look at the belly button. Press yourself into a child's pose, knees out and toes in. If it's too intense for you to come all the way down with the forehead down, again, make that triangle with your forearms and push back as much as you're comfortable, but notice that the elbow's under the shoulder. So the elbow's not here, no ski jump arms. Elbows under the shoulders, push your weight back, take a little stretch in your legs, let your head go if you want to. If you want the full pose, you plant your hands and drop your forehead. Come on out. Walk one hip to the side. So how do we do that? We take one knee over toward the other knee. We lay down on the hip. Come all the way down to the floor. And we're going to take a little stretch of the back and the side waist. Take your hands out left and right. Bring your left knee into your chest. And notice I'm bending both ankles, right? It gives me a little more stability. So I'm going to bring the left knee over toward the right elbow. Now this might be as far as you go. That's fine. If you can go all the way, great. You can use your right elbow to deepen it. And then you're going to look up and take your left palm open. So part of the stretch is to draw the left shoulder back so that you take the twist through the whole back. Then come on out. Extend that left leg. You're bending the ankle. Take the right knee into the chest. Roll it over as far as you're comfortable. Stop where you need to. Then open the right palm and look up. Nice and easy. We're going to go to the bridge. Plant your feet. Good grip with the feet. Make a triangle between your head and your shoulders. So triangle between your head and your shoulders takes the weight. No weight on your neck. You can put your hand all the way into the curve of your neck here, right? So lifting up, triangle between the shoulders and the head. Intertwine the fingers and put the edges of the pinkies on the floor. No air. Push the the sides of the fingers in the floor. And then roll the shoulders if you want to deepen. Wait for it. All the way down, both knees into the chest. Take both hands on the shins. Take some small circles. This is a great thing to relax the back. It's called oscillation. So notice my hands are not on my knees, they're on my shins. And we're just swaying from side to side. One more time in the bridge pose. Feet. So here's how I measure my feet. My fingertips can kind of scratch my heels. That's a good grip. And then my edges of my feet are angled towards the edge of the mat, and my heels take the grip on the mat. Triangle between the shoulders and the head. Lift on up. If you're working on the floor, make sure you don't slip. Roll your shoulders towards each other. Lift on up. All the way down to the floor and back to that oscillation position. Hands on the shins and a little sway from side to side. Then roll yourself over one side or the other. Use both hands. Press yourself gently up. And we're going to take the easy forward bend, which we've been working on in many of the other videos. So we're going to flex the feet. The fingers come wide and you reach. So the reaching is part of the stretch, okay? So it's not just come over. It's reach with curled ankles, bent ankles, curled toes. Reach over, reach for the outer edges of knees, shins, ankles, or feet. Try to draw your belly towards your thighs and your head towards your feet. So you're not rounding, you're flattening the belly towards the thighs. Wait for it. Come on out, give the legs a little shake. Reach on up, reach on over. Take your belly toward your thighs, draw your head towards your feet. Wait for it. You're just going to breathe into it. If you want to deepen here, you can now straighten the arms, round the back, take the nose toward the knees, and give a little pull with the hands, but don't overdo it here. Go very gently. Then flatten the belly one more time. Then take your legs around, and we're going to come up to a standing position. So same thing, you're either using an object to get up, or you're coming up to all fours, walking yourself up in a squat. Feet parallel this time, fingertips to the earth, drop the head, eyes are open, small circles one direction, and small circles the other direction. Then I'm going to show you a bit of traction. It's a little interesting, so I'm going to back up here so we can fully see it in the frame. I'm going to take my forearms and set them on this groove on the side of my head, right above my ears. And I'm gonna pull the forearms in and pull the head down. And you'll feel this really amazing release in the thoracic spine, which is really hard to release. And it gets very sticky when we're at the computer or staring at the screen a lot. So we're gonna pull the forearms in, intertwine the fingers, and set the pinkies at the base of the skull. I'm gonna give a little bend in my knees, pull those arms in, and then gently pull the head down. So you have to wait for this. It starts to happen after about 30 seconds. So again, I'm pulling in and I'm pulling down. You'll feel that nice release in your head. Then unwind your head and your neck. Fingertips or palms down, straighten the legs if you like, keep them soft if you need to. Small circles one direction. Small circles the other direction. Shake your head. Shake it yes and no. Shake it circles one direction, circles the other direction. Shake it out, come all the way back down to the floor. Release yourself easily into a child's pose. And then come on out. That's a nice easy stretch for the back and the upper back, in particular the head and neck. Come join me again for Nagler Power Yoga Series and Senior Stretch and more.